And then you'll get exposure to the documentation, things like that. You also can educate yourself. I mean, it's, there's so many resources per state. I'm going to take a quick break to grab a drink of water. I lied. I took a drink of coffee. All right. Pros of school contracting as a business owner. So I don't know why I put that. Pros of school contracting. One, there's no caseload building like with private practice. Now, that doesn't mean you don't build a caseload, but typically, like let's say, I'm thinking of one of my 0.4 school districts. I called the school, did a sales call, and immediately, well, not immediately, once the contract was signed, I have 18 hours a week there. So it's not a situation where you have to really build that caseload because it is business to business. That's the beauty of business to business relationships is you can grow really quickly by just, one relationship. It pairs well with pediatric private practice. I really love how the two kind of blend together in regards to payment cycles and busy times, right? It's a reliable income. There are frustrations like schools can be slow to pay, right? And I think I discussed that later, but it's reliable. Schools typically don't not pay, right? Every now and then you have to get a little noisy. They don't have their stuff together, but typically schools try to avoid lawsuits. And not paying a vendor is absolutely a reason for a lawsuit. So for the most part, I think in all my experience, I've had 2 schools that were past net 60 with their payments. So for the most part, this is a reliable income. Also, as of date, therapy services are required in schools. So it's something that we imagine there's going to be a need for a while. The next, flexibility. There are many contracts of many sizes. So if you are like, oh, the only contract out there is a 37.5 hour a week setup, that's not the case. There's caseload overflow where, you're just providing services to who the on-site therapist can't fit in. This is something that's becoming more popular as schools are trying to address burnout problems by capping caseloads. So, that's where the schools, I have one that's a 0.5 20-hour a week. And it is specifically, there are 4 SLPs on site and they couldn't find a 5th. And honestly, schools around here typically don't like to hire part-time. So they couldn't find a 5th. And so they brought in my company just to take who those on-site SLPs can't see. So there's flexibility. There are niche specific contracts. I contract out AAC to a clinic around here that specializes in. Anytime I get an AAC referral, I just send it out. That is not my business specialty. And there's someone that works with that clinic that is phenomenal. And that's all they do. They don't serve schools in any other way. So you can really hone in if you want to. There's supervision. 2 of our contracts are SLPA supervision. Like there's so many things you can do. So I really like that flexibility and kind of building it around what you need. It allows for hiring out and expanding your business. When you build a relationship, we'll put that in the universe. When you build a relationship with a school, they're going to need you in a larger capacity someday, whether it's, you filled our speech needs. Can you also fill our OT needs? Or your caseload becomes too big. That's happened many times for me. Our caseloads became too big and we have to bring on a second provider. So this is a really great way to expand your business without expanding your therapy time. And it is a relatively quick business growth strategy if you actively engage in sales. So you don't wake up tomorrow and like schools are flooding you because they found your website. We do have to actively engage. Schools, for the most part, decision makers don't have a ton of free time to like go on and Google businesses and find you. Every now and then they will, or they'll hear about your business and they'll ask